Today we are reviewing a first episode of a second season of Stranger Things. And this episode I would call Where is Eleven because we really don't know where Eleven has gone when she was fighting the Demogorgon at the end of first season. And this episode is showing us many things but only at the end we will see where Eleven is. So the episode is telling us another story, a story about 1 year period after the first season. And we have a different situation. What situation? First of all, Will is with the boys. So Will is with the company, and they are focusing on playing on those automatic games like in the 80s when you didn't have computers in your home, but you could play computer games with a machine. They were like machines, big machines, and you can play with those games, and they are going there to play together. And Will is with them, but nevertheless, Will is free. Will is free of being in the upside down. He still has some kind of flashbacks, some kind of nightmares, and what is even more interesting, we have a different situation in Hawkins' laboratory. So Dr. Bremer is gone. We are not sure what have happened to him, but another doctor is ruling the laboratory, and this doctor seems is playing by Paul Reiser, I think, and he was playing Burke, a very evil character in second film of about Alien called Aliens. But there Burke was a vicious evil character. Here we see the Doctor. He's called Dr. Owen, I think. He's more susceptible and more friendly toward helping Will and toward Hawkins in general. So we have this different situation when Will is being taken officially by Joyce, his mother, and Hopper to this laboratory. Probably because Dr. Owens can still use his knowledge, the Will knowledge, about the upside down, because of course Dr. Owen didn't tell everything about what is going on in Hawkins' laboratory, and the issue is that the gate is spreading its vines, its mysterious plants or vines, and they cannot contaminate it. They are trying to contaminate it, but they are mostly unsuccessful. They are burning the vines and so on, but the gate is much more bigger than it was before. And of course, Hopper, even though Hopper is covering up that they are that this secret MK Ultra program is still in Hawkins, but of course Dr. Owen didn't tell him everything. Here is a completely different situation, because we have some kind of cooperation between MK Ultra staff and Dr. Owen and Hawkins boys like Will and Hopper as an official sheriff of Hawkins. But maybe the most important figure of this episode is not even Eleven or what happened to Eleven. The most interesting figure of this episode and the whole season is, of course, the most interesting thing is, of course, the new actress, the new character Maxine. Maxine or Max, a new girl from sunny California with her brother, and Maxine is boys are they know her because she's very good at playing on those machine games, but she is rather pretty, so they have crush on her, and this character will develop whole Stranger Things series. I think it's really important that they added Maxine in second season, and we will have this her peak in fourth season. How well she played, because at the beginning the fans think that she's just an add-on to be another girl to the pack of four boys and one 11, but here we have a Maxine, so there are like four boys, two girls, something different. But through season 3 and especially season 4, we see that that the adding of Maxine, another character playing by Sadie Sink, developed her career as an actress, of course. She was playing in the newest Spider-Man movie, but of course developed the boys in a way, developed the story, developed the friendship later between Eleven and Maxine. So this is probably the most important character of second season, and the most well played and developed, because Maxine will be developing through seasons like none other characters. Other characters will be playing sometimes really good, sometimes good, but her character developed, I think, even more than Eleven herself. I didn't watch fifth season, and I think that in fifth season there was a regression of all actors and of all characters, unfortunately. But in fourth season, I would say that even Eleven played really well, maybe even better than in first season. But I would still say that Maxine stole the whole fourth season. The episode Dear Billy and the last episode of fourth season, they are really traumatic, and I would say that they were better than any season in than any episode in first season of Stranger Things. And first season of Stranger Things is considered to being the best by most of the fans. After that is fourth season, of course. And of course, we have another situation, strange situation, that at the beginning we see some kind of teenagers, and there is a teenage girl who can manipulate world in a similar way to Eleven, but maybe in a different twist. And of course, we have a hint here. We have a hint here that Eleven was not the only kid, not the only child which was being in MK Ultra program. That there were probably more kids, and of course in fourth season we will have a bunch of groups of children, teenagers, and kids. But in but in this first episode of first episode of second season, we see that there were in fact other subjects, other girls, and in fourth season we see that there were also boys that they could be used in MK Ultra program. And of course the interesting part is that Will is being bullied, that he's now called Zombie Boy, because of course most Hawkins residents thought that he was dead, that he was drowned in the quarry, and right now he's alive, and he's pretty well from the, well, let's say when we are looking at him from the outside, because in the inside he has some kind of visions, some kind of flashbacks of this another creature, another being, maybe even more powerful than Demogorgon. We saw this kind of creature in the comics, The Other Side, which was when Will was in the Upside Down, but the story was told to us not in the first season of Stranger Things, but in the separate comic story. But here we have these flashbacks of Will, this mysterious being, very silent but terrifying, dreadful. And what does it mean? Does it mean that this is the true leader, the true ruler of the Upside Down? We don't know, but maybe. So the first episode of second season is interesting in many ways. And of course, we have a step brother of Maxine, Billy, and Billy will be even more important at the end of this second season, and maybe in the third season also. And of course, the most interesting part is that Mike is trying to contact Eleven through walkie-talkie, because she was using his walkie-talkie in the first season, and right now he's trying to contact her, but because the year have passed, and he didn't know what happened to Eleven. She disappeared when she was fighting the Demogorgon at the end of the first season, and she's trying to contact her, and it's really traumatic because he had some kind of crush on her. He probably loved her as kid can love another kid. It was really cute. It was really adorable that they were together. But right now he's also sad. He's in grief that he cannot contact her. He doesn't know what happened to her. And at the end of this episode, we have, of course, a really interesting twist that Hopper is living in a new place in a forest. This is a deep forest in Hawkins, and we see that Eleven is with him with another haircut. I think it's a fake hair. I will try to check if this was a real hair of Miley Bobby Brown as an actress, but I think it was a fake hair, a peruka in Polish, but I don't know exact word in English. Because it is really curly and brown, so I don't think it is Eleven natural hair, but we see that Eleven is with Hopper, and we don't know why, we don't know why she is rather stable without this buzz cut and so on, and why she's living with Hopper, how he found her. We don't know anything, but it was really interesting twist that because the whole first episode of second season is completely without Eleven and completely without knowing what happened to her. And the fans waited 1 year for this story, and they still didn't know through almost all episode what happened to Eleven. And at the end, we see that Eleven is with Hopper. So I think in second episode we will have continuation of this story. Really interesting episode showing us new characters, very interesting characters. Of course, there is also a parents of Barbara, and they are officially looking for her because we know that she died in first season, but in second episode of first season, but they don't know that, and they are looking for her and so on. So we have new characters. We have new stories, but I think the plot of new character Maxine, new main character Maxine, and the plot with Eleven, and the plot, of course, with this mysterious girl participating in MK Ultra are the most promising and the most interesting ones. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this episode, this first episode of second season, and especially about Eleven, and about Maxine, because Maxine was not very likable, I think, at the beginning. I think fans were not very pleased with Maxine as a new character, as a new main character, because she's a new character, but also a new main character. But through episodes, we see that Eleven is almost like Ahsoka in Star Wars. Ahsoka was in the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker in Clone Wars, and she wasn't likable through whole first season, but through all seasons we would all agree that she's probably the most famous and most noticeable new character in Star Wars franchise, and best new developed character, because her arc story is extremely interesting. I have on this channel some the reviews of all Clone Wars of first season, and about half of second season, and I will of course review all Clone Wars, but right now I'm focusing on Stranger Things. But let me know in the comments what do you think, especially about Eleven, Maxine, and this new girl with an MK Ultra program.